I want to start this with a bit of bragging. By the time this video goes live, I will have earned platinum on the Year 2 Live Summit. I don't foresee 7,000 people knocking me off the podium in 20 hours, so I feel confident that I played the absolute hell out of Motorfest this week. And I did so without cheating, without any exploits, without any meta bullshit. I played by the rules, with one exception. Looking at this, can you guess what the exception was? If you guessed the speed trap, that would be correct, and this is the first time I have ever done so. It will also be the last time that I ever do so. We need to start by explaining how top speed works in this game. Top speed is limited by vehicle class. Street Tier 1 is around 180, Street Tier 2 is around 240 when it used to be 220, and Hypercar is approximately 300. Even with boost, you cannot exceed these speeds while on the ground. The only exception I can think of is the Chiron 300 Plus, but I don't own one, so I don't know its actual top speed. IRL says 304, I imagine Motorfest is the same. And that would make you think, oh, that means 304 is the top speed possible in the game. That is where you'd be wrong. Even notwithstanding the 400 mile per hour speed of the newer jet vehicle class, and that requires its own video, the actual physical top speed of any vehicle in the Crew Motorfest is 446 miles per hour. So, gamers, how do we get to 446? I actually did this when I did my Lawn Darts with a Jet YouTube short. You have to be faster than the force of gravity in order to exceed the game's terminal velocity. And this can be done quite easily using boost. I mean, that should be obvious. But it's actually a lot more complex than that. Shoutouts to Copilot and the Xbox beta app for helping me with this, because I never would have figured any of this out on my own. There is an affix, even on ground vehicles, known as rocket. This increases your air nitro speed, which I assumed was only pertinent to, well, air vehicles, but could actually be applied to ground vehicles as well. Shows you how much I actually use that particular perk. So I created a Nitrochemist loadout, which maximizes pure, frenetic, and adds rocket here and there. The only problem, rocket is useless if I cannot get airborne. So Copilot linked me to a YouTube video where an individual drove up to the top of Lion's Hill, threw themselves off of a rock ledge, and allowed rocket to increase their vehicle speed to 585 kilometers per hour or 363 miles per hour. When they crashed into the speed trap, the speed was successfully logged. So yeah, case closed then, right? No. It turns out that speed traps are a lot more complex than we give them credit for. The speed is not recorded until the camera goes off. That means there is a line or shape that your car needs to pass through for the camera to go off. Yet if your tires hit the ground before the camera can go off, physics will kick in and lower your speed to below 300 miles per hour. I did this repeatedly, and yes, consistent results. But if you can land dead center before your tires ever hit the ground, then you can achieve a camera speed higher than the game's physics normally allow. I managed to do it a single time. My best landing was 304.8 miles per hour, and that was enough to prove the theory. Now, was I going to grind for 3 or so hours to get a score of, say, 310, 320, or 330? Absolutely fucking not. Not only is that a complete waste of my time, it is not at all fair to the players of the game who have no idea how any of this tech works. Because what I did in this clip is not skill at all. It is astronomical levels of luck. And I don't think that's right. Yet, as I was doing this, trying to get at least one clip to show that it was possible, it occurred to me why other players are so open to using this particular exploit from week to week. The answer is because of Forza Horizon. Yes, I'm gonna go there because that series is forever going to live rent-free in my head for how absolutely terrible it is. In Forza Horizon, vehicles do not handle realistically at all, and if anyone tries to convince you that they do, ask them what psychedelics they happen to be on, because I would like to try them. For example, in Forza Horizon 4 or 5, you can take an actual racing tier car, like the Pagani Zonda R, off-road, and get it to 200 miles an hour, and send it flying 1,000 feet over a ridge into the bank of a second ridge where it will continue to go flying. And the way that most players get from one end of the map to the other without fast traveling is by getting airborne like a fucking dolphin, bouncing along the terrain, and praying they don't hit a rock. It's so stupid. And the game rewards you for doing this because it gives you style points. The game also expects you to do Trailblazer events where, again, this is the only strategy to 3-star every single one. It is a game behavior that I cannot stand, and Horizon players have no problem bringing that fucking bullshit into the crew Motorfest. So I would say the real skill, for me, is staying in the top 10,000 when I expect at least 1,000 of those people are using exploits such as the above, not just in the skill feats, but also in regular events. The thing about me is I just wish that people would only use strategies that are consistent and can therefore be reproduced consistently and do not rely entirely on luck. It is a tall ask, though it shouldn't be. And again, I am no hypocrite. I am aware that I sometimes pull similar tricks. For example, saving 30 seconds in Roadie Rumble by going straight up the hill instead of following the winding road. But the thing is, even that trick is consistent and can be done 100% of the time without having to rewind or restart the event. You know, in most events, I actually have rewind disabled, because if you have to rely on it, you are not learning and you are not improving. Anyway, that's my piece and I stand by it. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be seeing y'all in a future video.